Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 11 Week 8 Day 6. So today, of course, we still got ourselves the Vault event weekend, the main event that we have going on. We still have the rest of today and all of tomorrow to end up going and grinding a ton of loot. So still another 1 day and 6 hours there, so that is going to be the primary thing, of course, that we're going to be doing. We do have a few other things to kind of poke on. The most noteworthy one, if you haven't already done it, just as a reminder, today and tomorrow, last day to finish out Legends Reborn, and as of today, we can finally do the final one to go get those last final 10 pets. So that's definitely something we want to do a little bit initially. Gnomes should still appear here. However, it's basically Explore 12 speed, so it is going to be a little bit slower. So obviously, we're not going to run a Palooza during it. We're just going to run a pretty standard kind of like Zugov team and just clear them out that way. And aside from that, yeah, let's go clear our dungeon. We do have a Peace Pigeon up right now. Unfortunately, it has been maxed for a while. That was one of the ones in the very first batches. Also, the Halloween event, also in 1 day and 6 hours, pretty much as soon as the Vault event ends. We got ourselves the Halloween event that came in version 6.6. Hello, Bill. Hello, Roman. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Roman. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Lester. Hello, Gimli. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Dwight. Hello, King. Hello, Draco. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's go and start with, let's start with dungeons. Come on, perfect. Oh. Aw. Aw. So close. Hey, we got stairs, though. Okay. Oh, wait, I almost clicked stay. That would have been a fail. Descend. I don't think I've done that yet, though I could definitely see myself accidentally doing that because I keep getting upward stairs, which you definitely don't want to take. But you can also accidentally stay on a downward stair, which is actually a good thing, not a bad thing. But there we go, level 8 at least. I got something going for us. You know what, speaking of Zugov, we're going to need Zugov for next few things we're doing. Let's just switch to Zugov now. Let's see. Finish above or below 69 Epic Vault Keys? Probably below. Based on the number that we're doing, we should finish at 40, 50-ish, maybe low 60-ish something. It definitely will not be hitting 70 or 69, but it'll be below that number. Unless we get really, really lucky on Epic Vault Keys, it will be below that number. If I had to guess, I want to say 45 or so is probably how much we'll have this weekend. It could, of course, vary. Oh yeah, also, I forgot. Let's go hatch some eggs! Let's see. I said hello, George! Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, Evolved Gorgoltha. That actually used to be a troop that the player could summon way back in the day. It was at one point the only troop that you could not actually obtain as a player. Way, way, way back. Now there's like a billion of them that you can't. But at one point it was the only one that wasn't, but it was still in like the summonable drop table, which was funny. Because that means if you summoned a random daemon, you could occasionally get it. That's not the case anymore, though. I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't added something like that as an option. Like, we're already starting to get 6-colored Bosch troops. They could still do it. We could still get a 6-colored Gorgoltha. They'd have to balance it a bit more for player, because if it had 15 mana cost, it'd be way too broken. But they could still do it. A player-owned evolved Gorgoltha. Also, since we might be going a little bit longer tonight, I prepared and got 2 warders, just in case we need it, so we don't need to go warder back up. Anyways. Alright, so that's out of the way. Next order of business. Let's go do Legends Reborn. Because we only have today or tomorrow to go do it, so might as well do it now. Let's go read the whole storyline again. No, just kidding. One is much more than enough. We did it on Monday. Behaving badly, still behaving. True. Oh no, I don't have triple damage anymore. Why did I should let Sunbird live. Sunbird can lower its own stats because of how the AI works with it. Because while the player is capped at level 20, the AI is not. However, due to this, it actually leads to a lot of summoning, normally bringing their level downwards. And the reason for this is the level at which something summons at is based on your magic. when you're at a player, that will almost always seem like level 20. Because, you know, you have enough magic that you're generally going to be having more than 20 magic, resulting in something like even something like this trial here, 47, 41, doesn't even use magic, 46. Like, you're generally going to have over 20 magic, so you'll get a level 20 summon. But the AI, since it can go up to any level, like right here, 141, when it does a summon, it's going to be way lower. Like, if this thing had a summon on it, it would summon in at level 42, and this would be 42, in this case 40, so on and so forth. So, generally, whenever the enemy has a bunch of summons, compared to the player having a bunch of summons, you're actually in advantage compared to the enemy. It's one of the reasons why every single faction that has summoning in it is actually easier to do, not harder, because the summoning actually benefits the player more than the AI, as the AI gets it at a substantially lower level than what they currently are at, whereas the player will always get it consistently at pretty much max stats at level 20. Or, you know, as high as they can possibly go. Oh, so hello, Bun Bun! Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, also, did you see they confirmed the, oh gosh, I've been looking forward to that skin for a while for Fall Guys. They're adding it tomorrow. The Death's Door one. I still never got around to playing that game, but it looks like such a good skin. It'll be like the first and only one I've bothered buying that game since it went free to play. But yeah, that was just announced today. We probably won't be streaming it again until Thursday, though, when they do the Halloween event. Or assuming that's the day that they start the Halloween event. Let's see. How could you forget those perky round hooters? Let's see. Gosh, you guys are so dirty this weekend. It's because we're hatching a bunch of hoot-hoots. Wait, does that have a mean to burn? Why aren't you burned? There we go. I could have sworn that thing did not have a mean to burn. Because all those elves have like that mana drain immunity thingy. Where they're like immune to fairy fire, they're immune to mana drain, mana burn, stuff like that. I don't believe burn was one of them, right? Mana drain, silence, fairy fire, mana burn. Yeah, why was it immune to burn? I guess it cleansed when I wasn't paying attention. Because it does not have immune to burn. Immune to fairy fire, but that's something different. Fairy fire and burn are different. Oh, I needed that extra turn. You want King Bone Dragon? I remember when Bone Dragon was the meta in the game. Good times. Nowadays it's completely useless. There used to be no cap on how much armor it could tear, as well as how many skulls it could create based on how much armor it tore, which made it very, very, very strong for a while. Is her chat PG-13 or R-18? Normally it's PG, though lately, this weekend it hasn't been. Hello, JCG. Welcome, welcome. Does anyone know if we will be receiving a Halloween troop this year? Yes, we're actually going to be getting quite a few things. It was mentioned in the 6.6 patch notes. As far as everything that we're going to be getting the new armor for the first time in like 5-6 years. Hopefully we'll start getting other cosmetics in that regard, like new hero classes, or, you know, not hero classes as in actual hero classes, but cosmetics of the hero classes, like, you know, one for every typing. But, yeah, we're getting a new armor, we're getting a new troop that does a bunch of different skulls, it's probably pretty average. We're getting a new pet. We're getting a power orb, potentially. Exactly how long it'll take to grind that, who knows. But yeah, we're mostly getting a new pet, a new troop, and a new armor. Hopefully those were all the unique rewards. And the rest of the rewards were just, like, repeat stuff. I think it was, like, some pet food for the pet, and a power orb, and some other stuff. But yeah, that event should be starting as soon as this vault event ends in a little over a day. 1 day, 6 hours from now. And the Halloween event should go, well, obviously up until Halloween. I assume it's all next week. How much it's going further beyond that, we'll probably know on Monday. Because I don't think we know the end date. We know the start date's on Monday, but I don't think we know when the end date actually is. Let's see. World Lore event done, so Palooza grind only for you. We're not going to do it all the way till reset. We'll be lucky if we even make it to midnight. I'm not even sure if I'm going that long. We'll see. We'll see. First, we gotta get all the side stuff done. Don't worry about the ploozas. I want a skull here. There's no skull. First thing about Halloween event is putting an achievement over getting a power orb. Yeah, the only issue with that is I'm pretty sure it's going to cost thousands of gems to get that power orb, while also still getting everything else. We're getting 3 free battles per day, but I highly doubt those 3 free battles per day is enough to get all rewards. Because I know in Puzzle Quest 3 it very much was not. So I assume in Gems of War it'll also very much not be. Of course, gems are a lot easier to come by in Gems of War, so it shouldn't be as big a deal comparatively. However, to get all loot, including the power orb, which you need for the achievement, could easily be upwards of 3,000 gems. We don't know the exact number yet. We won't know that till Monday. But even when accounting for the free battles, it could still be thousands upon thousands of gems. We don't currently know what that number is going to be until Monday, because the patch notes didn't really make much mention in that regard. So we don't really know like the gem to or time ratio of how long it'll take. Because it could potentially take an hour of grind every day on top of everything else. We don't know exactly how long they're going to be. The event could take like 10 minutes per day, could take like an hour per day. I highly doubt it'll be more than an hour though. But like if you want the power orb and all of the loot, it could be like several hundred gems and an hour every day to do it. About time will tell, we don't really know. It depends how it's scaled, it depends what the battles are, it depends what restriction is. Because I believe they said it's based on the color, so kind of like Guild War in that regard, except your weapon's also restricted on it. They mentioned it was like Tower of Doom, but it's more like Guild Wars. Since Tower of Doom actually lets you use any colored weapon, whereas Guild Wars locked in on, well, technically if you want max score, it's locked in on the color of the day. Tessa loves playing Treasure Hunt. Honestly, I don't mind a game mode too much. It's just that the payout isn't that good. Like, if Treasure Hunt gave the payout of Vault events, I'd be playing it every day. Like if Treasure Hunt just simply had the Vault event payout, every single day we'd be playing Treasure Hunt. If that was the case. That's obviously very much not the case. But it would be if it was. I would like to win. Why is this board being so bad? Fine, I'll just take a skull. I want mana so I can hit the win button. It's not letting me have it. So we're just gonna have to explode and Zoog off him. Alright, we're halfway there. Fortunately, these do take a little bit longer than the other ones, but not too bad. Actually, aren't these stats slightly higher than Explore 12? Like, they still get one-shotted, but those stats are slightly higher than Explore 12, aren't they? Not by much, but a little bit. Because isn't Explore 12 like 120 for the level? Or is it 150? Either way, this is higher than that. These are 153 right there. What you completely forget? Let me go double check. Easy to check, just look at Explore. I think it just tells you right there. Explorer. Wait, why is this on level 11? Oh, wait, never mind. It's on level 1. Show me a kingdom actually at 12. Let's see. Yeah, 150. So these are slightly higher, but not by much. So they're pretty much the same level. But these do incrementally keep going up. Like right now it's 154, then it's going to go like 156 or 158. So technically it is slightly higher here, but by slightly, I mean slightly. The slightest of slights. Does anyone remember when Treasure Hunt didn't even give trade stones? Yeah, they ended up adding it. Like, that's one thing that actually kept Treasure Hunt relevant for a little while, was they actually kept adding whatever new resources came into the game to Treasure Hunt. That was a thing that happened for some amount of time. Then they stopped doing that, and pretty much as soon as they stopped, obviously it became a very bad game mode for doing anything. As the payout kept getting worse and worse relative to where the payout of the rest of the game was. As far as the reward system. And it never really got an update properly. It was supposed to a couple years ago, but then they never did the update. And now it's been on their backlog for like forever. And we're still probably eventually getting a Treasure Hunt update. It just, to this day, it still has not happened. if they included Dragonite in Treasure Hunt. I feel like the main thing Treasure Hunt needs is deep progress. And make it the mode where you get deep progress from. It doesn't have to be a lot of deep progress, but somewhere you can infinitely farm deep progress would instantly make Treasure Hunt usable. Because it'd be the only viable location to infinitely farm deeds. Do you recommend crafting the Curse Breaker weapons? They're pretty pointless. They're definitely low priority on the craft list. You're pretty much never going to use them. They're mostly just... Actually, you don't even upgrade them for kingdoms either because they use the weird material. So, yeah, they're pretty pointless. Like, you get them for completionist sake. But as far as their actual usefulness, there really is no point in owning the Curse Breaker weapons. Because I don't even think it's needed to craft the boss, right? Is it? I don't think it is. Like, you don't even need it for the troop, do you? I don't believe you do. Yeah, you need a weapon, but not one of the Curse Breaker weapons. Because I'm pretty sure you can craft that weapon without needing... Gee, where even is that weapon? Oh yeah, you just get it through that one-time craft thingy. But yeah, I don't even think you need the Curse Breaker weapons to get the Mythic. So yeah, the Curse Breaker weapons are really, really bad. There are pretty much no point in owning them other than for the sake of owning them. So they're definitely really low priority. You actually get more value for maxing out the Curse Breaker pet than you do for maxing out the Curse Breaker weapons. Or, you know, getting all the Curse Breaker weapons. Because you can't even max them out when you get them, because they require that weird material. The doomed one. And they're definitely not worth upgrading with that material. So hello, Jason! Welcome, welcome. Since we're going a little bit longer tonight, we'll probably hand out 2 codes tonight. Which reminds me, I still need to contact Kafka. I keep forgetting. Wait, is Genki here? Has she still not been contacted by Kafka yet? Because she's been trying like this entire month. And there's been 22 days in this month. I haven't tried contacting her yet. However, if it's taking 22 days, I could only imagine when we try contacting her. So who knows, maybe it'll be around the same time and it'll work out perfectly. Like the second I run out of codes is like when she'll finally like answer people. Because I'm pretty sure Genki has been trying for almost this entire month. I haven't actually bothered contacting her, but maybe we'll get lucky. Because we don't have enough to last until Halloween. I think we have enough till like the 27th, I want to say. 27th, 28th, depends how many multi-codes we give out, if we hand out some. Like today and tomorrow. We have enough until about the 27th. Which is not that long. Let's see, we'll take that one over. Grab a Pokety-Poke. We'll Pokety-Poke us back and then he just dies. Grab all that. Alright, 3 more fights left. One of them's the Yagwe one. So it's just these 2, then Yagwe. We're good to go. I love purple mana here. Thank you. Oh, that's not purple. It's somewhat what we need, but not quite what we need. That's good enough. There's our daily gems. Oh yeah, I wasn't able to do any off-stream grind today. I definitely need to tomorrow for tomorrow night. Because we're actually running a little low on deeds. Or not deeds, whatever they're called, versus. I believe we only have about 20-something Paloozas left. Which isn't like a super low amount, but you know, that's a number that's pretty close to 0. Like if we tried hard enough, we could definitely make it go to 0 this weekend. Which we don't want to do, of course. And I just have to deal with Yagwe. And then we don't have to deal with Legends Reborn until they do another one. I do wish you had to do slightly less fights for these. Like, I like being able to go and reread through the storyline and all that. But to have to go through these, all the fights like 5 times over, a little bit too many. Especially for a very useless pet, because I think that gives you the one for like the ultra rare or something. Or the rare, whatever it is. It gives you such a low usefulness bonus one. Or at least the one so far. Like, there are some ultra rares or whatever. What do you upgrade? A rare? I can't remember what rarity a Bahu is. It's under that, like, useless category of pets. What's a Bahu again? Bahu. Bahu. No, it's actually an epic? Oh, interesting. There's so many good ones that they could upgrade, yet they pick, like, some of the worst ones. Like, whenever you're ever using a Bahu, it creates 3 yellow gems. And does, like, a poke and an enchant. And that's it. And that 3 yellow gems does not get boost ratioed. That boost ratio over there is for its damage. It is not for how many yellow gems it creates. Which means it's only creating 3 yellows and an enchant for mana accumulation. That is so bad. That is so really bad. Anyways, let me go back to the pet. Let's see. Upgradable. Where is it? Upgrade this little guy. And feed him his food. And we're good to go. Oh, almost 666. Close. 2/3 to 1,000. Anyways, give us our loot. Not that loot, this loot. Ooh, a power orb? Power orb? You know you want to give us a power orb. That's not a power orb or any useful one. Oh, there we go. At least we got a little bit of gems from it. Was there anything on here? Yes, a handful of gems. Let me go grab these real quick, and then we'll go do Paloozas time. Then we'll start the Paloozas, because I believe that's every weekly. Because the only other thing we need to go do is claim the orb from the Ward event. And then that will be every weekly event, which means all we have to do the rest of this weekend is grind vaults. For every bit of free time we have between now and Monday reset. So that is not the verse I need. It is a verse, though. Just not the verse. So hello, Lestat. Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. So hope everyone's been having a wonderful weekend. I'll take our reds over there. In 3 weeks, there is Tower of Dooms, Guild versus Guild invasion at the same time. You need to save, oh yeah, they do, it's really weird. The way that Gems of War content tends to be is they'll have like a couple weeks where almost nothing happens. And then they'll have a couple weeks where everything happens. Like this is a week that was kind of like that. And next week will somewhat be like that. Because I believe we're getting a new Wednesday pet. We have the entirety of the Halloween event. I believe we have invasions on the weekends. And a bunch of stuff like that. Like it tends to be weeks where pretty much nothing happens other than just, you know, some weekly stuff. You know, standard weekly stuff that happens every week. Or there's other weeks where there's like 3 to 4 overlapping events all going at the same time. And there's pretty much no in between. It's either everything or nothing. Tends to be how their schedule works for events. They could definitely allocate them a little bit more spread out. But a lot of them are on like timers where they happen like every like X amount of weeks, like every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks. It's one of the reasons why some of them seem so much as well, because some of the 4 and 6 week interval ones like combine together sometimes, like with Guild Wars, which makes it seem like a billion things are happening those weeks. Well, because they are, but kind of just happens sometimes. Anyways, let's go to start the Palooza. Let me just go set my team in Cinema Mirage to make sure we're set to the right one, and get our good old timer running. Just make sure I search my team so we don't waste any time there. Get our max amount of efficiency. And then we can start up the timer. Right, let it begin. The first Palooza of the stream, the first of many. What are we at right now? We are at 23. Okay, that's a decently sizable amount. We can work with that. It's a very workable number. Oh, you're halfway to 1,000 keys? Nice. Oh, you already hit the 500 point. Yeah, we did the poll last night on that. Oh yeah, we should have some kind of poll for this stream. Oh no, I should have done it before I started it. I did the same thing yesterday too. Like a minute or two into our first Palooza, I was like, oh, we should go poll something. And then it's like, wait, I can't actually make the poll until the Palooza timer's done now. Otherwise, we're gonna waste minutes on the Palooza timer. The poll for tomorrow night is definitely how many yellow kills you got this week. Because you could check, or I should say in the last 2 weeks. Because you could check through the Legends Reborn. Hello, Jonian. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're going to be going for probably a couple hours tonight. Definitely at least 2 hours, maybe 3, maybe 4. 4 would go all the way to midnight, but we'll see. Probably close to 3 or so. Because I do want to try to hit like 300 or 400 gems, vault keys tonight, total. Counting pity. Pity will count towards that. Though it's currently not counted in our current number. But of course it would be counted if we're counting like true total. Because right now we're basically at 150, counting pity. Somewhere's around 150. And the goals for tonight is to hit 300 or 400, probably a bit closer to 400, like maybe like 350 or 400. We have enough Paloozas for it. The Paloozas we have right now are already enough. It's more so a matter of just using them. I'll catch you later, King. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Yeah, I got really bad rest the other night. I mentioned it the other stream too, where it's like you sleep for like, you know, a normal amount of time. Oh wait, why am I taking all this stuff? Whoops. But then you felt like you only slept for like a few minutes, even though you slept for several hours. I hate nights like that. Oh, hello, Jose. Welcome, welcome. Oh, double Volkey. So we want to see those epics. But normal Volkey is also good. Technically, every time we see another Volkey, technically a step closer to an epic Volkey. Because every standard Volkey is a 1 in 10 chance to be an epic one. At least specifically from a gnome, anyways. What ended up happening to you? Tyrion, that's funny. I'm actually starting to run low on them too. Also because I haven't been grinding for them for months. Last time I tried grinding for those special Pokemon balls was back in... Gosh, I want to say May. So it's been like 4 or 5 months since I bothered. Maybe a little bit more recently than that. But it's been at least a couple months. I just haven't been bothering too lately. You got the same Dragon Troop 5 weeks in a row? Oh gosh. Yeah, that's why I'm hoarding all my Dragonite. You may have noticed we have not actually been opening any Dragon Eggs lately. The main reason for this is I am hoarding every last Dragonite we have until they update how the system works. Because as soon as we got our first repeat dragon, I was like, nope, we're never opening another one again. Actually, I think I did open one more beyond that. But then after that, I was like, okay, our odds of getting a repeat is way higher than our odds of getting a new one. So I'm just ending it there and waiting until they do whatever changes they mentioned they were going to do. Like about a month ago, they said they were going to do a bunch of changes in a couple months. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait for the first or second patch of next year. However, I'm going to just wait until then. Because it's better to wait until then and just hoard the resource than it is to try to spend the resource and get like 5 of the same dragon. At least that's my strategy for it. You can get lucky, of course, and get it before then. But I'm just hoarding all of mine and just waiting until they change the system. Which they confirmed they're going to be doing, to some degree. The exact way that they're going to be doing it, we don't know. But they might be targetable at some point. They might cost more Dragonite. However, that's still worth it. Like, if it's 1,000 Dragonite to get a guaranteed colored dragon of your choice, that is still worth it compared to spending 500 and having to go through the RNG of getting them that way. Especially for the very last one. Only the second to last and very last one would be worth it for that. So once you have 4 unique dragons, assuming it is a 1,000 cost to get a specific color, it'll be better then to specifically get the color through the 1,000 due to the odds. But for the first several, it would be better to go through the RNG, because even if you get a few repeats, it is more likely, way more likely, that you'll get them for cheaper. Because we got our first 4 with 2,500 Dragonite, essentially. Which, if they were 1,000 each, that would have cost 4,000 rather than 2,500. Even if we got a second repeat and it was 3,000, it still would have been cheaper. 1,000 cheaper. We don't know exactly how much it's going to be. I'm just using 1,000 as an estimate, though. Because it seems like the more likely number. It could be less, could be more. You stopped buying the daily Dragonite until the fix? Oh, I've still been buying a daily Dragonite. I probably shouldn't be. Because we're going to have better ways to farm it into the future. But once we finally get the first dragon, we're definitely stopping with the Dragonite, that's for sure. Like, once it seems like our Dragonite number is enough to instantly get it, even through that system I just mentioned. Like, around then is when we'd stop. But we're still 1,000 of Dragonite away from that. I believe I'm a little over 1,000 right now. Whereas we would need... Let's assume the eggs are 1,000 each. We would need, what, 4,500 then? Because 1,000 for one egg, 1,000 for the other, 500 for the weapon, 1,000 for the other weapon. Or sorry, 500 for both the two weapons, 5,000... Wait. There's two 500s that's 1,000. There's another 1,000 that's 1,000. There's another... it's like 4,000, yeah. I would need 3,000 more on top of that. Also, thank you, Lestat, for the support. Greatly appreciated. Because you need 500 for the two weapons, of which I've crafted neither of them yet. Though I can craft one of them if I really want to, oddly enough. Then you need 1,000 for the bigger weapon. So that's 2,000 there. You then need another 1,000 for the actual troop. Or, you know, the very last one. That's 3,000. And then you would need the other two eggs. And assuming those other two eggs are 1,000, that would be 5,000 total. More I would need, of which I already have 1,000 something of that total. Meaning we'd need a little under 4,000 more. So we're still a whiles away, which is why I still keep getting the daily Dragonite. Because based on that guesstimation, because we don't know exactly how much it's going to cost to get the eggs directly if they do have such a system later. But based on that guesstimation, we would need about 3,800 more Dragonite compared to how much I currently have. And that's why I keep hitting the daily button for it. He's at 60 per day, that's how many days? Do I even want to do the math for that right now? But that's something like, what, 60-something days? Somewhere around there? Somewhere around there. It's like 60-something days. Which is basically a little over 2 months. Which means by January, we can stop buying Dragonite. Basically by the end of the year. Maybe even a little bit earlier than then. Maybe by Christmas. You can't spend too many gems to end up with dupes, and you'd rather spend the gems on the guild events, true. Yeah, the likelihood of just getting a duplicate near the end is just way too high. At least in the current format until they tweak it. Actually, I guess that's what we could end up polling. How many dragons does everyone have? I'm actually curious what that number is at right now. Or I should say, how many unique dragons. Oh, we just got an epic Valky. Nice. Great to see. Yeah, how many different, not how many dragons. I meant to say unique dragons. Because how many dragons someone has means doesn't indicate the number of dragons. Because you could have like 8 dragons, yet still only have 4 dragons. Did I answer the 69 question earlier? I did not see the 69 question earlier. What was it? Oh, so I need a drink of water, but I can't until 4 minutes from now. Let's down the rest of this water bottle. Start on the next one. Killing 1 billion gnomes makes you thirsty. Tessa is not one to turn down a 69 question. I'm not one to turn down any question. We answer, like, literally any question. Like, you can ask pretty much anything and we would answer it. As long as it's PG. What's in the box? I mean actual questions. That's not a valid question. But you know, I mean like actual questions. That one doesn't count. Honestly, I might just never say what it is for that one question. Just because it's way funnier never answering it. Someday we'll probably say the answer. Oh, why are you not casting? There we go. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people watch without posting. I know I do whenever I watch other streams. Like, even though I do, like, ever so occasionally, I pretty much, like, never chat in anyone's stream. Funny, like, the best troops of 2019 video. That one has also became a meme. And we will eventually cover it, just for the laughs and giggles of it. Oddly enough, a lot of the teams from 2019 are actually still relevant to this day. It's kind of funny. Like, I could call it the best teams of 2022 video. Or 2023. And just mention the teams from the 2019 one. And people would probably barely notice. Because the meta has not really shifted much since then. No, actually, I generally don't chat in Genki's stream. I'm in a lot of her streams, and you guys never know. Like, I catch a lot more of her streams than I actually talk in. Like her second day of vault grinding that she did earlier today, I was in that stream. And no one knew because I said I didn't say a single thing. I wasn't there for long, but I was in it, so I didn't say a thing. Also, we're exactly 0 shards. She'll never forget what I said. I think we waited long enough. I mostly just wanted a sip of water. Good old refreshing water. Stay hydrated. Anyways, where were we? Killing gnomes. Oh, nice. Double 5,000. That's why you wait. Unfortunately, we didn't get any buff there. But look at that. 10,000 souls. That 10,000 would have been like 1,000 if we didn't wait. There we go. And we're at exactly 0 shards. Well, I guess we're ready to go for another set. So we're at 27 pity. Oh, yeah, let's go update our number. Where even is my number? I know I have it written down here. And by written down, I mean on a calculator. Oh, so that's how much Dragonite we have, by the way. Also, before I forget, let me go do the poll. I wanted to poll how many dragons everyone has. How many unique dragons? How many unique gem dragons do you currently have? Let's see, 0 to 1, which are all the unlucky people. Oh, actually, 0 to 2. Yes, there's 0 to 2. These are all the people who aren't participating or have gotten absurdly unlucky. 3 to 4. And then 5 and 6, I guess. There has to be some people who have 6, right? Let's do it like that. I kind of want to separate 0 from it, though, because 0 would be all the people who aren't doing anything for it. Because that's different than 1 or 2, because 1 or 2 people would probably be, like, absurdly unlucky. Or maybe just only doing it off the, when they get perfect ones, or just, like, very rarely doing the Dragonite, I'm not sure. We've gotten a handful of free Dragonite already, that's almost enough for a dragon. How many unique gem dragons, or dragon? Wait, why is it not an S? There we go. Yeah, 0 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 and 6, there we go. Let's just do those ranges. We'll roll with that. Anyways, we're about to gain a level. You know what? Let's go get that level before we go back in. Actually, yeah, let's do that level before we go back in. Just so we don't have to worry about the level up screen when we head back over there. It's not too big a deal, but it does waste a little bit of time there. And I'd rather have slightly more shards, but have that level up out of the way than the other way around. And open some eggs? No, I'm not going to open more eggs. Not yet. Oh, maybe I should have separated 0. Gosh, 0 to 2 is already above 50%. Maybe I should have separated the 0 number. I should have made 5 to 6 together. Because there's the big difference between 0 and 1 or 2. Because 0 are generally the people who are just doing the free Dragonite. Same as 1, technically. So maybe I should have done 0 to 1. Because 2 are generally the people who are very absurdly unlucky. The kinds of people who have gotten like 3, 4, 5 of the same dragon by now. Whereas 0 and 1 are people who are probably mostly, if not completely, just doing the free Dragonite. Have I heard of straw poll? I have used straw poll before. However, there are also things called the YouTube integrated poll, and it is way more convenient. It also shows up on screen. But yeah, we used to use straw poll back in the day. Then YouTube integrated their own system, and now we just use that. The only problem with the YouTube system, though, is there's a character limit to how long we can make them, as well as there's only a 4-option limit. So you can't do more than 4 options, even though there's a lot of instances where I want more than 4. Wish I would make it at least 6. Anyways, let's go run another Palooza. Gonna be running several more, obviously, to stream. Also, we'll hand out a code after this next Palooza. How about that? Because we're gonna hand out 2 codes to stream. One after this next Palooza, and then another sometime later. I forgot to hit the button. Wait, I did it late, which means I have to do it early when we do the other thing. Because now it's 2 seconds behind. Yeah, gosh, we haven't used straw poll in like 6 years. The last time we used a straw poll was on Twitch. That's how long it has been. Like, we were still streaming on Twitch the last time we've used a straw poll. It's been a very, very, very long time. Like 5 or 6 years now. I think 6 years. Yeah, one nice benefit of not using our Dragonite now is when we can finally use our Dragonite, we're going to go crazy one stream. Where we're going to have like an entire stream just dedicated to doing all the dragons. And it'll be right around the time when a patch hits too. So whenever that patch hits, we'll probably have not only go over everything in that patch, you know, the first or second patch of next year, but we'll also be able to go and probably just immediately get the dragon. The one that they added the previous patch. In 6.5. Which is funny because if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure no one even has that dragon yet. Oh, did we just get an epic Volky? Nice. Because I believe there are some people who have 6 dragons. But just because you have 6 dragons, no one who has 6 dragons actually has all the resources to also have the 3 weapons and the 7th dragon. It's not even physically possible, I don't think. Unless you have like a near 100% win rate of doing the Dragonite every day. So I'm pretty sure that is also impossible. Even with absurd luck. Was that hello, Genki? Welcome, welcome. You got your 4th dragon. Nice. No dupes either. Nice. Yeah, I'm at 4 with 1 duplicate. And now you're saving from now on. Yeah, that's pretty much been my strategy. Yeah, it's been working out good for us. Hey, we got a Moist Owlette. I need to go get that soon. I don't think I have it maxed. I was trying to get it maxed at one point. But then a different pet got maxed first, so I couldn't keep getting copies for it. So I think I still need some copies of that. I'll go get it in 12 minutes from now. One really nice thing about Vault events, other than the fact that you get drowned in other loot, you also get drowned in pets. Great time to be getting pet progress if you care about pet progress. Which you eventually need to complete the game. Because gosh, do you need a lot of level 20 pets. That'll become easier and easier over time as we keep getting Legends Reborn events, but still quite the task to do. So hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, weekend's been going pretty well so far. Like half our free time has been grinding gnomes. Oh yeah, I meant to go update the key number. I need to go do that after this set. We'll go hand out a code and update our number after this set. I'll hand out 2 codes this stream. Hey, Genki, so has Kafka still never contacted you? I was talking about that a little bit earlier this stream. Because that's been like 22 days now, hasn't it? Like 3 weeks since you tried to get in contact with her. It has taken me that long to get in contact with Salty before, but never Kafka. I'll be trying to this weekend. And hopefully it won't take anywhere near as long. You don't spend your gems all the time, just here and there. You're trying to save enough for the wait, what the? Oh, the mini mimic comes around for you, so you can max it out. Oh yeah, the mini mimic for that little bit extra gold. I actually I believe that is back in the day when pets first came out. The only pet I bothered maxing with gems. So I actually only got it to legendary. I didn't like max it out. But yeah, that little bit of passive gold bonus is actually kind of nice. Over time, you're just naturally going to have the pet max, so it might not necessarily be worth spending gems on. However, I did as well when it first came out, as is one of the few pets where you actually get a lot of value from it. Like a few percent extra gold might not sound like a lot of bonus, but it applies to nearly everything you do in game. Well, not everything. It doesn't apply to tribute and a few other things like that, but you know, everything as a result of battle. Or most everything. It doesn't apply to gnomes either. But it applies to a lot of things. To enough of a degree where a few percent actually adds up to be a lot of gold over time. Yeah, of the three, Mini Mimic definitely has the most impact. Because a lot of ways that you gain souls these days does not get affected by the percent. For example, soul gnomes is where like 80% of my souls come from these days, and does not get affected by the pet. EXP gnome is decent, however, or the EXP pet, I mean. However, EXP isn't that needed of a currency. So that means the gold little mini mimic is generally the best one overall. If you were to like actually go out of your way to max one. I would say in the current state of the game is not too worthwhile to though. Like if you're going to, you probably don't want to max it all the way. Because that last 1% costs quite a bit, but you could if you wanted to. It just would, I don't know, with how many pets there are in the game, I guess it keeps getting increasingly harder to get the copies for it. Like, if you're going to buy some, I guess going all the way to max kind of makes sense, though. It's just, pets are pretty expensive to max. Like, assuming you only have, like, one copy or a few copies, it's about 2,500 average gems to max one. Which is not a small amount. And then any future copies you get of it are useless. Because that's the only bad thing about upgrading non-cosmetic pets. Because at least with cosmetic pets, it's like, oh yeah, this pet will probably almost be never coming back again, or if it does, like very rarely. Whereas all those other ones, they come back, you know, whenever. So there could be a lot of instances where you're just getting copies of pets that you already had max, when you already had spent gems prior to get them max. It feels a little bad when it happens. But normally you'd get enough value from the loot along the way that it doesn't matter as much. And the Mimic is one of those, the Mini Mimic. The other one that's actually surprisingly good value is the Treasure Hunt one. Assuming you're going to do any amount of treasure hunts. Or if you still need the achievement for it. Because it gives you like 3 extra turns when you have it fully maxed. And having 17 turns instead of 14 is quite a substantial difference. Especially if you're trying for double vault or something similar. Or trying for the 60 whenever those weekly events roll around. At 3 a.m. That's a sweet voice, hole you. We're not going to be streaming that long, though we are going to go for a little while. But not all the way till 3 a.m. We will be here a little while. I'm probably going to go for 11, or till 11, which is like another 2 hours. I'll hand out a code as soon as we finish out this one. Probably another one in about another hour or so. Unless something big comes up that I want to do it for. Also, did we just get 4 different jewels? Did I just see a blue, yellow, red, green jewel? Or red, yellow, I mean. Pretty sure we just got a 4 jewel drop. That's unfortunate. Until reset. No. We will be doing a mega stream for the very last Palooza of the year, most likely. As long as it doesn't interfere too much with a holiday. But this one we're going a little bit later on. Still getting a lot of Volkies. Like tonight our goal is like 350 or 400. And whatever's not done is done tomorrow night. Do it till reset tomorrow night. Mega stream on the 4th. Yeah, I'll probably be streaming on my birthday. Because I currently don't actually have any other plans. What exactly we'll be streaming, I don't know. That is to be determined. I feel like we should stream a new game, though. Like, it's probably not going to be Gems of War. It's probably going to be something we haven't played before. I'm trying to think of something on the backlog of my games that could be completed within one stream, but still take like 10 hours. And then do Gems of War when it comes around to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or so. Which we'll probably do a separate stream at that point. I don't know, we might combine it together. So at that point, you should probably make it a different stream. Or if we're already streaming, might as well just keep streaming. I don't know, we'll see. I'm trying to think of a game on my backlog that takes like exactly 10-ish hours. 8 to 10. Also, hello, Enigmatic. Welcome, welcome. Unless Gems of War actually has something to grind that long on that day. But I highly doubt it. Because version 6.6 didn't add anything new. And the Halloween event would be done by then, I would assume. I can't believe my birthday falls on a Friday this week. I mean, this year. Oh, it's almost in a week. It's in like, actually, it's in less than 2 weeks. Gosh, my birthday. Gosh, it got so close. Yeah, it is 2 Fridays from now. Not next week's Friday, but the following Friday. It is so close already. Howlongtobeat.com. I think I already know one that could maybe work. We never actually played through Mario Odyssey. I've had a copy of it for like a year or two now. That I got on a sale. Because I think it was like 40 bucks or something. Something pretty cheap. And I still to this day have never gotten around to playing it. Same as Breath of the Wild, but realistically I feel like Breath of the Wild takes longer than Mario Odyssey. But maybe we should do Breath of the Wild. Because if we're going to be playing a mega open world game in midway through November, it'd be good practice to play a different open world game. One that won Game of the Year a couple years ago. It would also be the first ever Game of the Year game we would have ever streamed on the channel. Because I pretty much never play any game that has ever won Game of the Year. And if we streamed Breath of the Wild, it'd be the first game we ever play on the channel that has won Game of the Year at some point. I think we can squeeze one more after this fight. Actually, no, we won't be able to. Because I forgot, we started the timer a little bit later. Let's just wait it out, give it a couple more moments just in case. And it should be good. Have I gotten the retro game set up yet? No, but once I set up the second TV, I will be getting all that set up as well. But no, I haven't gotten everything set up for that quite yet. That is for basically next year's plan. It was originally going to be this year's, but with all the renovations that happened earlier this year, that kind of got pushed back and back and back. And then I just haven't gotten around to it. So it's definitely going to be a next year's project, or we're going to have it set up ready for next year. Maybe not like immediately, but at some point next year. Hopefully very early. Okay, so we do need these moist owlets, but before we start going for them, here's the first of 2 codes that we'll be handing out this stream. So here you guys go. Enjoy. Use it on gemsofwar.com. Underneath the game code section, your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Redeem code's right over there in chat. It's a couple pieces of random numbers, letters, start on MU. And it gives same word as always. True treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. And only usable on PC mobile version of the game. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Anyways, let's keep grinding. First things first, though, let's go get the moist owlets. And then we'll go back to the standard grind. I actually do still have one of those TVs. A little mini white one. Which I could actually... I'm actually going to be hooking them up to that initially. Before I test any adapters or anything. Just to make sure that they're actually working. Because I have a TV that they will work on. It was actually the exact TV I used when I was a kid. The exact one I used on my GameCube. Like, not the same brand, like literally the exact same TV. I still have it to this day. Why are you not dead? Well, obviously Submerge, but why do you have Submerge? Obviously your trait. But why do you have a trait? There we go. Yep, no problem for the code. I'll have another one a little bit later to stream. Since we'll be going for a little while. Let's see how many copies of Owl we get here. We needed like 6 or 7, so we're gonna need a lot to actually get it there. It is technically possible, though very unlikely we'll get enough copies here. But there's still a chance. You never know. Let's see how many we got here. We got 3. Nice. Oh, we still need 9 more. Never mind. Hold up. That's still a big number. 9 more to go. And that's actually a really good bonus, too. It's elemental bonus. For all those very good elemental teams out there. There we go. Anyways, let's go do it again. Got a billion more Paloozas to still do. Let's see, how many are we still above 10 right now? We are still 11 above 10. We're probably not using that many tonight, though. We're definitely going to use a good number of them. Because we're probably going to be down to, like, what, 14, 15 tonight? Somewhere around there. Anyways, let's do it again. Oh, well, please tell me I have the right team set. It should be. Yeah, okay, good. Because I always just remember, it's like, oh, we were just using a Venetia team. But then I also remembered, it's like, oh yeah, duh. That's a different category. Because when you're doing pet battles, that doesn't actually set your team. It's doing a pre-made team that you already had set there. So it doesn't change your team. Like some of the modes, when you change your team, you know, it's changing what team you have for everything. But for that mode, it's specifically set to that mode, so it's not actually changing the team that you have set that you were previously using. And we're still on Dust Devil. Good old Ironhawk Dust Devil. I still can't believe after 5 years they added this back. When we started our channel, the very first video we covered was actually them nerfing the Dust Devil builds. And now, a little over 5 years later, they brought it back. So we're back at 0 shards again. Whoops, not wait, what? It's fine to find it kind of funny. Because 5 years ago, it was like deemed too broken. And then 5 years later, it's like, oh, here you go. You once again have access to it. Enjoy. Oh, did someone post a straw poll? That's funny. That was one of the other reasons why we stopped doing straw polls too. And had it through the YouTube thing. Is a lot of people wouldn't vote on the straw polls because you have to go to a link and go to like a whole different area to do it. Whereas if it's in a YouTube interface, it's, you know, only one click away. Technically two, I think you might have to click confirm. Actually, do you have to click confirm on the poll? I don't think you do. But you do on the straw poll, I'm pretty sure. Also, I'm pretty sure straw poll has force ads on it. Because they gotta make money somehow. So I just do it through the YouTube interface. Just easier that way. Also, why does I keep getting thirsty right at the beginning of every Palooza? Like, I'm thirsty enough to probably down the rest of this water bottle. Now I'm out of water. Alright, now we have a new problem. I have no water left. Already down 2 in an hour. I slightly underestimated my thirst today. Oh, did they get hit by flooding? That's so unfortunate. Oh, that would probably answer that then. I'm trying to think of who else on the dev team I could poke then. Yeah, hopefully they get this situated soon. I'm so glad my area hasn't gotten hit by that for a couple years now. Like, we got hit really hard, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago? But after that, we haven't really been getting hit much. Like, we lost electricity this year from it. But other than our internet being really bad for a week, it wasn't really any damage, luckily. Unlike some of the other hurricanes, because most of the work we had on the house earlier this year was covered by insurance because we got hit by the other hurricane. And most of it was just fixing up the place. Just since they were already working here, we also had them do other projects we needed to do. But insurance covered a good number of it. Because most of it was repairs. Ooh, Epic Volkey, great to see. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I still haven't updated the number. I should probably go do that. Actually, now that I think of it, have we updated the number a single time this entire stream? We've done like 3 Paloozas, 4 Paloozas now. And I haven't actually touched the number. I think it's been 3 Paloozas, actually. I still haven't touched the number, because that means we're probably over 200 right now. If you count Pity. No, I haven't. Oh, gosh. Because we definitely got to hit at minimum 300 tonight. Maybe even 350. Given that we're not going to be getting too much more Pity. Because if we're counting Pity, we probably have to go to 350 tonight. Yeah, that's probably why Kafka's been slow, then. They haven't made any posts like that on their social media or anything, have they? Because aren't most of the developers in that area for the game? Not just her? Yeah, we could technically try contacting Jetto. I have no clue what her contact info is, though. Could even technically try poking G-Man. Not even fully sure what he does, though. I know he technically works some amount of community management and support for them. Cheeto. Oh, Septus Palooza, I need to go get another water. Apparently I'm gonna down like 4 bottles this stream. Actually, I'll get another 2 just to make sure we guarantee do not run out of water tonight. Because I know if I only get 1, we're gonna need another. Maybe I should get something that isn't water to help keep up a little. Maybe get like 1 of the teas. That's probably what I'll do. I'll get a water and a tea. Because I won't drink the tea as quickly. Whereas I'll like down the water if I drink the water. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Definitely need water. Shouldn't overly quickly consume water though. Because I could easily just down a whole another water bottle right now. If there was one next to me. My Elephie stream? No, it's just gonna be a cheer stream. Is there a way to incorporate Hero on the Dust Devil team? Yes. The problem with it is it gets a lot slower if you do. Oddly enough, one of the better ones for it is Slayer Hero class because of how the bleed mechanic works. But you can run Double Dust Devil, Hero, Ironhawk. The only issue with this team is it runs about the same speed as Rowain. It's closer to 4 winds per minute rather than 6 per minute. Which is quite a hindrance to its speed. But it has 2 benefits. One is it only requires 1 Ironhawk. And the second is that you can use any hero you want with it. Though there is a third issue, though. It only does 20 damage, which means for Nomopalooza you can't use it. You could use it for verse farming, but for the actual Paloozas themselves you won't have enough damage. Because you need 25 for these, not 20. You could farm verses with 20, but not Paloozas. And the speed at which it's doing it, you're almost better off just using Rowan build for like 4 wins per minute while using Hero with any class. Because an Ironhawk with Hero team is about the same speed as running Rowan. We've done the timings before. Way back like a year or two ago. But they run at essentially the same speed. Not like literally exactly, but close enough where it's you're better off just running Rowan. It's kind of funny because I believe Ironhawk might be one of the only mythics in the entire game where using one of it is not that viable, whereas using 2 of it is the exact meta. Like, there's almost no mythic in the entire game that's like that, where it's pretty much useless if you use 1, but one of the best things in the game if you use 2. Because most of them have the inverse return, where they get really good value if you use 1, but then kind of bad value if you use 2 of them. And like nearly impossible value if you use 3. Whereas Ironhawk's kind of the inverse of that. Or just a really weird mix, where 1 is generally not viable, 2 is normally optimal, and 3 can be optimal. Whereas with most mythics, 1 is the best, 2 makes it a little bit clunkier, and 3 is almost unusable. Not with Ironhawk. I might be able to squeeze in 2 more here. Yeah, I think we can. Especially since the loot on this one's gonna be kind of bad anyways. Go, go, go! 5 seconds, 5 seconds! A bit quicker. There we go, we made it. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Oh, that was worth it. Triple Glory Gnome into a normal Gnome. Nice. Let's see what we get here. Anything good? Nice. 2,500 glory. We got so much glory, we got the same amount of glory as we got gold. That's funny. Okay, that was definitely worth it. We got 2,500 glory and 2,500 gold. I wonder which one's better. Obviously the glory. But anyways, there we go. Hey, we got the same number for both. That's pretty funny. Anyways, a quick cheer stream. I'm about to go grab water and I guess a tea, just for a little bit of caffeine since we might be here a little while. Because we're probably still going for about another, I want to say, hour and a half, 2 hours? We'll see. Definitely at least several more Palooza. And hopefully until we hit 350. Before I do go, though, let me go update the number. I'm actually curious where we're at right now. Because I don't think I've touched the number updated this entire stream. Alright, so we're at 11 epic vault keys. Great to see. Actually, where's my vault key number? So we're at 11 epics. And how many standards are we at? Let me double check my calculator. It was at 216. 216 into that is 180. No, 175. No, 185. Yeah, 185. Hey, there we go, 185. Which makes sense, yeah. So that's 20 keys per thing then, pretty much. Or technically 21. We got on average 1 epic vault key and 20 vault keys per thing. That makes sense. Which brings our total to 196. But if you add pity, we are currently at 224. Or sorry, 227. I did math somewhere wrong there, but it's 220 something. So I still got a little ways to go. Because we definitely want to hit at least 100 more vault keys. Or closer to 130 more. But I'll be back in a minute or two. Just going to grab some drinks real quick again. And then we'll continue to grind. We'll have another code in a little bit. But anyways, guys, be right back. Okay, we're back. Share stream over. Alright, where were we? I've been addicted to those Arizona iced teas lately. They're so good. Also, they taste so much different in a can than they do in a plastic container. Like, they're literally undrinkable in a plastic container. Like, something about their taste is just so far off. Which is weird because, like, the ingredients and everything are, like, pretty similar. But their overall taste in a can is a completely different product than in the plastic container. Hey, Jeopardy theme? Da-da. Gosh, I haven't watched Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy in ages. Are they still in the same time slot? Because I knew they used to be at like 7 and 7:30, right? Where like 7 o'clock was, I believe, Wheel of Fortune, and like 7:30 was like Jeopardy for Eastern Standard Time. I used to watch those so much when I was younger. Do those shows even still run? I'm pretty sure they do, right? But they probably have different hosts by now, right? Because they'd probably be dead by now or retired. Anyways, because those shows have been going for like a couple decades, haven't they, man? Because gosh, I was been like single-digit age way back then. Anyways, where were we? Let's go throw into the Palooza. Keep the grind going. If I can find where they are, there we go. 20 Paloozas left, still a big stack. Ready to go. Oh, no, PvP. No, wrong location. There we go. You're playing the elevator music in your head. Do you want to be a millionaire theme? Gosh, that was another ancient one as well. I feel like I would be so bad at that show. Also, we just got an epic vault key. I am really bad when it comes to useless trivia. Like, anything that's even remotely trivia-based, I am horrific at. Technically, all three of those shows were kind of trivia-based, to some degree. Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Oh no, I'd find it hard regardless. Though it would be even more stressful when you're actually on the show. Though of them, I feel like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire might actually be the easiest of the three. Just because it's multiple choice, and you're not up against anyone else for time. Like, you still have a time limit, but you don't have the pressure of specifically being up against another person. Because in Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, more so Jeopardy, you have to be quicker than the other people. Whereas in something like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like, you're still timed, but you're not timed against someone else's time. So it's like pressure, but not as much pressure. Who do I call on the lifeline? I don't even think I have anyone's number memorized these days. Other than maybe my dad's number. Because I have to call his landline. Or I should say my grandma's landline. They still have a rotary phone. I think I've mentioned that many times before. They still to this day use a rotary phone. Like, he has a cell phone, but they still use the rotary phone landline. That one with the little spinner where you have to line up the numbers. Oh yeah, I definitely don't like chatting on the phone. Actually, I can't even remember other than calling my dad here and there, I actually don't remember the last time I've ever talked on the phone. Other than to call my dad or grandma. Because I basically never do it for any other reason. Like, I would never call a friend. I can't even remember the last time I've called a friend. I might have been single-digit age last time I called a friend. That's how long it has been. Because, like, who calls friends anymore? Like, is that even a thing people still do? I kind of forgot that's even an option. Oh yeah, those little quarter payphones. I have used those before. They are very inconvenient these days, though. A lot of them don't even work anymore. I think it's slightly more common for females to call each other on the phone, isn't it? Like, I can't think of any guys that normally do it. Though it could, on occasion. I don't know, I just know that I'm the type of person who's way too introverted to ever bother calling someone on the phone. Unless it's someone who only ever talks on the phone. Like family. Where it's literally impossible to contact them through any other means. Yeah, Cookie is a dude. That I know. I don't talk on the phone, I only slide into DMs. I generally don't even direct message people either. Like on occasion I do, but it's very rare. Oh, Epic Volky, nice. Sing us a song? Oh gosh, I don't even know any songs. I don't know a single song, especially one that isn't copywritten. We can sing Happy Birthday. No. We sing that like a couple dozen times a year for every birthday. But I definitely cannot sing. As you guys have probably heard from the dozens of times per year we sing Happy Birthday. That's like the closest we're gonna get. Another Epic Volky, nice. Also, I'm actually kind of surprised. This entire stream so far, we've not gotten sniped by a single mythic. Every single time a gnome has replaced it that was easily one-shottable. Which doesn't always happen, so we're getting kind of lucky. Because that wastes about a minute every time that doesn't happen. It can happen every Palooza. You finally got the Dustbringer on Monday? Nice. Yeah, it's a nice weapon to have. It's not like super high priority, but you do eventually want to get your hands on it. Dawnbringer is definitely used a bit more often, but Dustbringer is technically more damage. The biggest issue with it is it has a higher mana cost, and its effect is oddly enough not as good. Mostly because it's Deathmark, and Deathmark's a lot less consistent compared to Barrier. It's not a bad weapon at all, though. I feel like I very rarely use it, but it's a good one to have for utility purposes. Even though you might not use it often, you might use it like once every few months. Which is more than none. There's definitely weapons out there that are never used in comparative way. Whereas that's at least very situationally usable. It's also still, I believe, the highest AoE damage of any hero weapon that isn't a +10 tempering weapon. Like, of all the 3 mana cost weapons, it has the highest amount of AoE damage, if I'm not mistaken. The only problem is it also has the highest mana cost of those weapons. What will you do when your vault keys get to, like, 10,000? Oh, no, we're definitely going to have to be opening more. It's never going to get over 9,000. They're going to be opened before then. Yeah, it's never going to get that high. We would already started opening some, if not all of them by then. And once you get to 10,000, you better say it's over 9,000. We're probably never getting over 9,000 though. Like, we've already had over 9,000. Hey, Epic Volkey. We've already had over 9,000 keys before. Like, as in how many we've ever gotten. But never in our inventory at any one given time. Because, you know, you slowly open them over time. But yeah, the number of Volkeys we've gotten is in the tens of thousands. We just use them slowly over time. Stardust is almost 10,000 Volkeys just sitting around. Nice. Yeah, we do need to start opening ours slowly. I was doing that for a little while and then I kind of stopped. I think I need to try doing it again. So I was joking about it when we did the last 1,000 Volkey grinds. But we do need to do it at some point. We need to do a 1,000 Volkey opening. Because we've done a 1,000 Volkey grind weekend a couple times. But never have we done a open 1,000 Volkey stream. At least not yet, though we will. The only problem with a stream like that is it will take probably... Oh, it depends what method we're using. But it would take anywhere from about 9 to 12 hours. Which is quite a while. Who knows, maybe we will before the end of this year, we'll see. Probably not this year, though. Well, you never know. Because one thing I would love to wait for, which we don't currently have for it, is have a way on max difficulty to one-shot them. You can one-shot them on one below max difficulty, but there's currently no way to consistently turn one-shot them on max difficulty. At least not currently. Like, you still can turn one kill, but it's not a consistent turn one kill. Whereas if you move the difficulty down by 10% or, you know, to the one below it, you can consistently one-shot kill that. You think I'll hoard them forever? We're not gonna hoard them forever. It would take way more than 5 hours for 1,000. Well, not if you do the quick kill method, I guess. But I kind of want to do it on max difficulty, which would take longer. But we get more loot for them. Who knows, maybe we do that slightly lower difficulty, we'll see. It depends what the best option is around the time when we finally get around to it. Because a lot of mythics we've been getting lately don't really do anything. Like, I was kind of hoping we'd, before I would open them, we would get like another mythic in the game that'd be like, oh, this will be like something really good we could run for this. But we haven't really gotten such an option existing yet. The closest thing, oddly enough, is the 6-color dragon that doesn't exist yet. Because if you have a lot of excess mana accumulation, you can do that with one other thing for a quick kill. Because extra turns based on how many skulls there are. So it still has extra turn potential. I don't know, we'll see. Hey, well, gosh, we got like 4 epic Volkeys this time. I kind of want to go see what it is just because of how many we've gotten, guy. Let's give it a moment. Unfortunately, some pretty bad drops here. Let's give it a few seconds. The 3 to 4 per minute is more so if you do the lower difficulty. If you do it on max difficulty, it's closer to 2 per minute. Which would be 120 per hour. Which would be a little over 8 hours. It would be like 8 or 9. Probably closer to 9. But as if you do it on max difficulty. So yeah, it'll be like 3 to 4 hours quicker. If you did it like 1 difficulty lower and got 10% less loot. Anyways, let me go see how many epic Volkeys we got. Because there should have been a lot of them. Let's see. We started at 8. So that's 12, 16. We just got 5? We just got 5 epic vault keys. Wow. And how many normal keys? This number should be pretty low given how many the other number we just got. Let's see. We were at 216. It is now at the 17, which means we're at 201. Honestly, that's not bad. Wow. But yeah, we got 21 keys, which is kind of to be expected. It's about what we'd normally get. 21 keys distributed as 20 vault keys and 1 epic vault key. However, that time around, it was distributed as 16 vault keys and 5 epic vault keys. But there we go. Really lucky on the epic vault key drops there. And right now we're at about 250, which means I want to do about another 100-ish this stream if we can. Because we're currently at exactly 250, actually, right on the dot, counting pity. Because that's 217 plus 33, which is 250. And yeah, let's go get another 100. There's about 5 more Paloozas. Well, let's keep grinding. Sounds like a plan. That's about 5 more Palooza. Which would take us to about 11 o'clock or so. And then whatever we don't finish, we do tomorrow night. So I definitely need to make sure I get some verses grinded during the day if we can. We're going to need a few more. Especially since we didn't get a single verse 2 all day. What did Tyrion mention? You opened vault keys, then Tassa will ever hoard. I don't doubt that. Because haven't you been going for like 1,000 every weekend since it has existed? Because I've done it 3 or 4 times now, but you've done it like literally every vault event that has ever come up ever since Palooza has existed. Because it's kind of funny, because every vault event prior to Palooza is like one single Palooza vault event, you know, since Palooza, is more vault keys than every vault event prior to Palooza. That is how crazy of a difference it is. Even after the 3 to 4 nerfs Paloozas have gotten, it is still better one Palooza weekend compared to the entire existence of Vault Event prior to it existing. Which is kind of insane, because I think it existed for like 1.5 to 2 years prior. Get a single Palooza is worth more than all of that. Or not a single Palooza, but you know, a single Vault Event weekend with Palooza is more than all of that. Though a single Palooza is like an entire Vault weekend. Because the average prior to Paloozas was about 10 to 20. Like if you got a dozen, that was pretty solid. If you were getting over 20, you were doing insanely good. You were on that super grind. But nowadays, like an average weekend is probably like a few hundred. A good weekend is like several hundred. And a really good weekend is anything like minimum above 1,000. $700 to 1,000 since Noble Paloozas, except one time only 500. Oh gosh. Yeah, my average has been like 300-ish, with a couple thousands mixed in, and a couple weekends like this where we go kind of like mid-range. Like this weekend where we're aiming for 500. I just realized something. When the timer has a second digit, isn't it running into my other number? I didn't even notice that earlier. I should probably move it over. It's gonna run into my my 16 there. You did over 2,000 that 1 week long one? Oh gosh. That's insane. That was one of the weeks we went for 1,000, of course. But to double that is pretty nice. Hey, Tyrion, how much do you plan to grind the next Pokemon game? Because isn't the only thing you grind as much as Gems of War like Pokemon Go, pretty much? Complete the game in Dex at minimum. That doesn't take too long normally, though. I know for Sword and Shield it took me like a week. And I would assume next gen's around the same number, like 400 or so. But catching should be a lot quicker in that game since it's all in the overworld. It's not like the same way that Legends Arceus is, but it still has like a quicker pacing. Compared to, like it's slower than Legends Arceus, but it still has some of that quality of life. That makes it not as slow. Yeah, make sure to never have more than 99 PD keys in your mailbox. Otherwise, they start to overwrite. You can't have more than 100 mail. I've never had that issue yet because I've never gone that far. I have never grinded that much in one weekend. However, yeah, you can't have more than 100 mail, otherwise it starts overwriting each other. I'm pretty sure almost no one has really had that problem other than super big guilds or people that go crazy on vault events. Because the only two ways you could realistically do that is by having way too many legendary tasks completed by your guild, or by getting like 1 billion vault keys in a weekend. Or some combination of both happening simultaneously. Oh, the other way that you could do it would be if you got a lot of shard progress at the same time. So if you were somehow doing a Vault event weekend while your guild was also donating a lot of gold, while you're also doing underworld stuff that gave you a bunch of shards, that would be one of the only few ways you could really get 100 mils. Like, it's a slight issue with the game that very few people have actually seen. Just because of how unlikely that is to occur. But some people have hit it before. You just have to grind a lot. They did fix it slightly for guild tasks because they like collapse on top of each other now, for the most part. Not always though. But, like, a lot of them collapse on top of each other rather than being separate mail every single time. Because there was one point where every legendary task was its own mail, but it's not how it works anymore. Is that hello, Henry? Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. You need to do 165 damage to one-shot hard vault. Oh, with the final dragon, it might finally be possible. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. Because that's one of the things I wanted to wait for, potentially, before we do the 1,000 key opening. And that new dragon is one way that might be able to do so. Especially since we'll likely have a few more magic by then. We would also likely do it in a week where we have like +4, +6 magic from campaign. Just to make sure to get that little bit of extra chip in there if it's needed. Also good, no mimics. We actually don't want to see mimics when we're doing this. It's because they waste a lot of time. Even if you skip them and move to a different kingdom, they still waste a lot of time. And if you try doing them, they waste even more, a lot of time. Yeah, generally, if you want to get all your Volkeys done, the best way is just divvy it up over a long period of time. Like over a couple months, several months, however long you want to do them over. Trying to do them all simultaneously is generally a bad idea. Even though I keep mentioning the 1,000 stream thingy. But even that's not like a super high amount compared to how many we actually have to do total. But I would say like 10 to 100 per day is a good number to pick. Depending on how long a period you want to get them open on. Because to be able to finish my entire stack, I would actually have to do like 20 per day. Probably even slightly more than that due to the accumulation you would get across that time. Like we'd have to do like 30 per day for an entire year if we were to divvy it up over the course of a year. Because you have to also account for not how many you currently have, but how many you'll get over the course of the period of how much time you're planning on doing it on. So if you're doing it for, if you're trying to divvy up your keys based on a year, you also have to guesstimate how many keys you're going to get within that year, so that you know how much you would have to do across that time. And for us, for example, if we were to actually divide it up based on how many we have by the end of this year, which would likely be about 6,000, we would then assume we will probably get over the course of a year another 4,000, so that'd be 10,000. So we'd have to put 10,000 into how many there are across the entire year, meaning we'd have to do about 25 to 30 per day to probably just 30 to make it a nice number if we were to try to divvy it up evenly across an entire year. We'd have to do anywhere from 25 to 30 per day for an entire year next year. Assuming we wanted to do it that way. Obviously, you could break it up however you want. That's one strategy that can be done for them. And obviously, doing something like that small is pretty quick. Like 25 to 30 keys does not take that long. It's like, what, 10, 15 minutes per day? Yeah, a lot of people do it at 110% for the time efficiency. I'd rather just wait until we can one-shot them at 120%. Because it's very likely they're not going to get nerfed bulkies, so there is a small chance they could. But assuming they don't get nerfed at any point, you'd basically get 10% more loot if you waited. Not exactly 10% more, but, you know, slightly close to 10% more. Which is one of the reasons I'm just kind of waiting until we can. Because unless some kind of, like, mega nerf is coming to Volkeys, you only get more loot from it if you wait until they can be one-shotted properly. And the first thing that will likely be able to do that is a 6-color dragon next year. Plus, we'll probably have a few more magic by then as well. Because the team for that is most likely going to be 6-color dragon, leprechaun, and then double iron gut. I mean iron hawk. I mean. Because you get 10 damage when you cast leprechaun. You get an extra 10 damage when you cast the 6-color dragon. And the 6-color dragon will likely get up from 1 leprechaun. And if not, you just take another mana and you're good to go. And then the cast would, in theory, kill. Exactly how much damage more it would need, I'm not sure exactly. Like, if that is enough or it isn't, or how close it is. But it should be pretty close, if not enough. Because that's 20 additional damage plus however much it's doing. Alright, there we go. And hey, gosh, we're doing really good again, those 5,000 souls. Great to see. How's our pity keys doing? They're already full. Oh, the keys. Anyways, let's go run another one. Go run it back. And you know what? After this next Palooza, we'll go hand out a second code. Also, do I need Snake? I don't believe I need Snake. No, I do not. Excuse me. Just making sure, just in case. Alright, let's go run another Palooza. And after this one, we'll go hand out a code. Also, the ring is taunting us. Yeah, we actually can craft that ring whenever we wanted to. There'd be no downside to it either, technically, because we need to eventually do it. And it's a 100% chance that it's going to get formed. But anyways, let's go around to the Palooza. Still got to run at least a few more. Like, minimum, we definitely have to hit 300 this stream, which we're getting pretty close to. And I might try going all the way till we get 350 this stream. We'll probably throw like another 2 or 3 after this one. About to hit your 3rd level today? Nice. We hit a level and a half so far today. Still getting up there. Oh, Epic Volkey. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to make it this year. We still need another 35 levels to hit 100 levels this year. We're going to get really close. I'm not sure we'll be able to get all the way, but we might be able to. We'd basically have to get a level every other day, approximately, in order to finish before the end of this year. The problem with that is generally not how much XP I'm gaining on an average day. On Vault weekends, yes, we're gaining even more than that. However, on an average day, we are not grinding that much to get basically half a level per day. Because that requires about, at minimum, an hour to an hour and a half of just running this exact team that we're running right now every day. Though it's better to stockpile all that time during Vault events so you get better loot for it. Like right now. Remember when Izzy and you looked up your level and all? I know, right? And now you guys are like hundreds ahead of us. The biggest issue is a lot of my super grind was back when there was a level 1000 cap for the game. Like, the time we were playing most, there was a level cap of 1,000 in the game. So we actually weren't gaining any EXP. Also, even if we were, EXP was accumulated at a way slower rate back then compared to how it is today. Honestly, the resource rate of pretty much everything in Gems of War has gone up as far as the rate at which you can accumulate it. Oddly enough, one of the only few exceptions to that is gold. Gold's still pretty high, though it is slightly lower than the quickest methods that have ever existed. Another one is souls. During a vault event, souls can be farmed quicker, but when it's not a vault event, like a Palooza or something, soul accumulation is a bit slower compared to the quickest that was ever doable. But aside from that, pretty much every other resource, including EXP and such like that, as well as gems and other things, are accumulated at a quicker rate today than they have ever been at any point in the game. And surprisingly, yes, the premium currency of the game is accumulated quicker than any, actually, that's not true. There was one point, though it was very short-lived, where it was possible to get, like, literal thousands upon thousands of gems in a week. Like, you could easily hit, like, 5,000 or something. That's not as doable these days, though technically still possible. But that was very, very short-lived. There's also technically an infinite gem exploit, but that was also exceedingly short-lived, like less than a day. And I think they rolled back some of it as well. Because the infinite gem exploit was, you used to be able to choose between, like, what tasks you took from your guild. So you could keep focusing on one that cost almost no gold, and then one that was just, like, give you pure gems. And if everyone in your guild was converting gold, or gems into gold at the same time, and then converting that gold into gems, you would actually net gain gems. Meaning you would gain infinite gems if you just kept doing that over and over again with a really coordinated guild. That was patched out pretty much instantly. Actually, the guild tasks were changed quite a few times over the years. Because it went through a couple iterations before it became what it is today. I have to read above, it's hilarious. Wait, what did I miss? You're leaving a dislike on the stream if we don't hit 1,800? That's funny. Tyrion called us a rookie. Hey, we don't power grind that much these days. Oh no, I just play it. Generally these days, I treat Gems of War like it's kind of meant to be played. Just like slowly over time. Like we do some occasional like longer streams, kind of like what we're doing right now. But generally speaking, it's meant to be played like slowly over time. And that's just how I play it, is just slowly over time. Not like in a rush to get anything done in this game. Like, we still do everything. We still go for 100% completion. We just do so at a hasty pace. That's nice and chill over time. Like, we still do everything that ever happens in the game, just at a moderate speed. You can grind 30 levels to the end of the year to get 2,000. You could do it to 1,800. We likely will, ultimately. Because the more I keep looking at it, we're actually kind of close. Because by the end of this weekend, we're going to hit, like, what, 167? Or 1767, 1768. And the next Evolved event, we're going to gain, like, 10. Which means the only thing we have to do between that's, like, what, 12 levels? But just our natural playing alone might actually be 12 levels in that time. Without even going out of our way to farm. I still can't believe we saw almost a level of 3,000 the other day. I can't remember what guild I was in, though. I took a screenshot of it as well. It's like a level 2,927 or something. Which is insane to think about how much time that would have taken. Because that would have to be like 20 to 30,000 playtime. Something really high. But a lot of that time being efficient grinding. And that's what we call motivational support. Yeah, we'll likely end up reaching it ultimately. It really comes down to how much we power grind the next vault event. If we don't reach 1,800, will we be fine? We're probably gonna reach it. Also, it's kind of funny because we're about 2/3 the way through our keys on Gems of War, and we're about 2/3 the way through hatching all of our owls because I made sure to get 15 boxes, and we're almost done with box 10. So we're pretty much 2/3 on both. Which I actually planned it to be exactly the same. I did preemptively make sure to get the exact number that would match up to it. I just find it kind of funny that the math worked out. Because I did map that out beforehand, knowing that 15 boxes would be the approximate amount of time we would need to get to 500 vault keys in Gems of War. And it seems to be the exact pacing that's at. The fine is $69. Ooh, epic vault key, great to see. Which is Palooza's almost over. Oh yeah, that one actually is overriding the other number, isn't it? Probably go move that. I'll do it after. But yeah, the one's overriding the 16. Luckily, they're both a slightly different color white. Yeah, that's funny. Just run autoplay while you do other things. You know how long it takes the AI to win, though? Like, it takes like a minute to win Explore 12. And that's assuming it goes quick. Sometimes it takes like 2 minutes. It wants to be slow. Good, no Mimic. Great to see. Unfortunately, we have to go through all those screens. So we'll go hand out a code as soon as we finish out the set. And now we'll probably open another like 2 or 3 Paloozas. Is Genki actually going to be playing that game as well? I wouldn't mind replaying all the Orcs Must Die games. Because I played 1 or 2 way back when, but I never streamed them. That was before we even had the channel or anything. Oops, I just did that at the wrong timing, though I still got the full loot, so I guess that works out. There we go. You were wondering if Puzzle Quest 3 makes a dragon class, would I return? It would definitely intrigue me greatly, that's for sure. We would definitely need to get it. Also, I just realized my souls are actually a bigger stack than my gold right now. When did that happen? That means we need to go metal some stuff. Yeah, when did that happen? My souls are bigger than my gold stack right now. Which is not normally how it should be. But anyways, let's go around to the Palooza. Actually, let me go update my number first. Also, hand out a code. Let's see. Well, first things first, let me go get you guys a code. The last code for this stream, though we'll have at least 1 more tomorrow night. Maybe 2 tomorrow night, we'll see. Probably only 1 tomorrow night. Because we're actually running low. Until I know I can get more from Kafka or someone else on the dev team. We're on very limited supply on codes right now. But there you guys go, enjoy. Let's see. If they made Puzzle Quest 3 into a good game, he would return. True. Let's see. Oh no, I had a lot of fun with the 1 year I played Puzzle Quest 3. And I likely will return at some point. At some point is not yet. Anyways. I'm looking for... I gave out code. I was about to do one other thing and I already forgot what it was. Oh yeah, update my numbers. I also need to move the other number away. 1 second. I need to find where my timer is. The problem is there's way too many fields here that aren't my timer. Found it. There we go. Alright, now it should hopefully not be overlapping, or at least not overlapping as much. There we go. Anyways, let me go update our Volkey number. What's it even at right now? So, we started at 216, is now at 237. 237. Math. Anyways, 237. And Epic Volkeys are at 21. Wow, we're doing decent on Epic Volkeys. Though then again, we're still behind the curve, though, where we need to be. But oh well. Because actually, we should have like 23, 24 Epic Volkeys by now. We're actually only at 21. So even though it seems like we were getting some good luck on the more recent ones, we were getting really bad luck earlier. Comparatively. Also, thank you whoever redeemed the code for us. Greatly appreciated. Same loot as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. Definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Anyways. Nope, we have not gotten any golden hooters yet. I don't believe we have. Doesn't seem like we have. But hopefully we'll get one in the batch. Maybe even 2. I think 2 would be funnier. Plus, we'll have the whole line since there only is 2 of them. Anyways, what's our total keys at right now? Our total keys, if you add 36 into that, is a number. It is definitely a number. Some kind of number. Let's see, 57, it's 294. We're at 294 keys. So yeah, we'll probably run 2 more Paloozas then, I think. Because we're at 294 right now. Counting pity and all that, that puts us to pretty much 350. Like a little under, but close enough. And then we finish the rest tomorrow night. Sounds like a plan. Anyways, let's go do it. 2 more Paloozas. One right now, another one after that one. That will leave us with 15 remaining Paloozas, which means I need to go grind some of them tomorrow. Because that means we're only going to have 5 left to use, and we're going to need way more than 5 to hit the rest of the way. So not that many more. I think we'll need 8 more. So I only need to find 3 more, since we already have 5, if we want to remain above 10. So that means between now and next stream, we need to try finding 3 verse 2s. Well, that's for tomorrow during the day off stream. Gotta find 3 of them, hopefully. A little luck-based if we do, but hopefully we will. That's something that could take an hour, or if we get really unlucky, like 5 hours. Did you max the Anvil pet? Yes. I did max out the Anvil pet. Actually, we were kind of mentioning that earlier to stream, but it's almost more worthwhile to upgrade the Anvil pet than it is to get these 6 Cursebreaker weapons. The Cursebreaker weapons are just that bad. Because at least the max Anvil pet is a pet for Broken Spire. Whereas the 6 weapons still count as a weapon for all the respective areas, but you can't ever max them because the material that it requires is not worth maxing them. So they can only count as a weapon owned for a kingdom, but they can't really count as a level 20 weapon. Or, you know, as a max weapon, I mean. Also, they only go to level 10, but you know what I mean. because they require the other tempering resource, you can't upgrade them, or at least it's not worthwhile to upgrade them. Oh, an epic Volkey, nice. We're just talking about our lack of them. Yeah, the curse weapons, they theoretically can be used ever so occasionally. They have like a bless gimmick going with them that are like somewhat usable occasionally, like ever so occasionally. But they're really low priority weapons. Like you still eventually want to get them, obviously, but they're very low on the priority list of weapons. Have I found any verses during the Nomapaloozas? Yes. Though we have not found a single verse 2 all day. Yesterday we did. A couple of them. Even during Palooza. But today, while we have seen a few verses during Paloozas, not a single one has been verse 2. The one we actually need. All souls. Honestly, I feel like we'll be getting a lot of souls this time around. That's good to see. Our stack definitely is benefiting from it. Almost at like 20 million. Actually, if we disenchanted everything, we'd probably be almost 30 million. Definitely got to start using some of those for the token upgrades. Or the metal upgrades, I mean. We're still trying to get every rare upgraded. We still need a little over 100 of them. And then we'll have every common and rare maxed. It'll feel weird once we have every common, rare, and ultra rare maxed. Because then all we have left are super high rarity stuff. Epics are somewhat easy because you keep getting them from the epic events. And the fact that the ultra rares that are super common can use for their first level. But legends and mythics are going to be a nightmare. Like, I'm pretty sure we will never max every legend and mythic with their gold thing. Or, you know, with their full metal state. Like, I'm pretty sure we can realistically do up to every epic at some point. Way into the future. But it'll basically never be done for all legends or mythics. At least for us, anyways. Like, there might be some people trying to do that. That is definitely not my goal, ever. Unless the system for it is greatly tweaked in a way that doesn't take as long. I know, we got a lag spike there. Cancelled my Dust Devil. That's one thing I would love if they actually could cancel animations from. If Gems of War ever got it. Because that thing, when it like lingers for an extra half a second, can actually cancel your input when it lags. Whenever the image comes up for the troop. 700 troops by next November is even doable. I'm not sure what you mean by 700. Oh, what is that? Every common, rare, and ultra rare and epic? That seems about how many there are. Oh yeah, I definitely didn't mean that within a year. I meant just in general getting it to that point. I'm definitely not trying to do that in a year. There's no way. We'll be lucky if we even get all the rares done by the next year. Though, oddly enough, we're probably going to get all the rares done around the same time we get all the ultra rares done. As weird as that may seem. But it mostly has to do with how the accumulation rate for them works. You're over 500 right now? Nice. You got 6 glasses from 60 to 70 this weekend, also nice. Yeah, it feels so good finally having them really high or even max. Because once you get them to level 70, you can start using pretty much any hero class for the most part. And then once you get all of them finally level 100, you just don't even need to worry about it ever again. It's nice not needing to worry about it anymore. Yeah, we're gonna run one more Palooza after this one and then probably call it a night. And that should bring us to the 2/3 point. And then tomorrow night we finish it. We'll still do one more after this one. $100 by year 1, $300 by year 2, $500 by year 3. Yeah, oddly enough, once you start getting some done, it is technically slightly quicker if you're talking about medaling. Because you can start using your common metals on rares and your rare metals on ultra rares and stuff like that. So as you have more upgraded, you have more to upgrade the other ones, if that makes any sense. Because once you're done with all commons, you have more metals to upgrade the rares. Once you upgrade all rares, you have more metals to upgrade the ultra rares, so on and so forth. Because you don't need them for the previous rarity anymore. I'm not even sure how many total I have medaled. I'm mostly just doing it based on number remaining per rarity. I believe we have like 120-ish rares left. Was that an epic Volky? I believe it was. I'll get the final track at the end though after this next one. Not gonna do it after this one though. So we don't have to double record the number. Because lately I've just kind of been doing it every second Palooza rather than every single one. It's a little bit more efficient that way. Legendary task party was everyone in the guild throwing down legendary tasks. I actually do have enough to go throw like 5 or something in there. At least a few. I need to make sure I have some gold for the next week though. I'll throw a few in there if everyone's throwing them down. Hey, can we squeeze 2 more in there? No. You can only get 1 more after this one. But quickly, go, 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 go. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, we're fine. I made it. Give it a few extra seconds just in case. And, okay, we can kill it now. Oh, another epic Volky there? Nice. Okay. Let's see, is everyone throwing down some tasks? Yes. There's a decent handful of loot in there. Very nice. Okay, let's go throw 3 ourselves. Guild. I can stop the timer now. Also, it's almost over level 9,000! We're level 7,598 guilds. Also, I still have not claimed these seals. There we go. Let's see. We'll do like, we'll do 3 million. That'll bring us out to, what, a 5 million this week? There we go. We're in the 5 million club. Alright, where does that bring us to? Oh, that's not what I want to claim. Yeah, nice decent handful of keys to go use next month. When a new mythic comes out. Anyways, let's throw one last palooza for the stream. The very last palooza. At least for now anyways. Obviously we'll be doing more tomorrow night. Until we hit 500 total between pity and our total keys everywhere. And right now we're a little over 300. Even though it doesn't look like that because I haven't updated the number. But we'll bounce after this set. That's what I wanted. Alright, let's go to games, go to Soulforge, go to other, and let's go start up the final one. Or for now. We'll be doing plenty more final ones tomorrow. Until we hit the minimum 500 goal. We've been averaging 100 metal troops every 6 months. That's pretty good. Most of you, let's see. Most of my 101st year were second and a half of the year. Wait, what? I don't understand that second part. Most of my 101st year were second half of the year. I'm confused as to what that means. I'm either tired or I don't understand that sentence or something. I'm not sure. Oh, I think I understand it now. Kind of. It's still a pretty good rate. I actually haven't been keeping track of how many I've been meddling relative to time. Because I know I grinded quite a bit more when Horde Mimics came out, but then after that I kind of slowed down a bit. Once we got a Horde Mimic, and technically a second Horde Mimic. We slowed down for a little while, but then we sped up a lot when Horde Mimics were released in version 6.3. And then we slowed down again. Jinki still has no Horde Mimic. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't have Horde Mimics. Especially based on the achievement percent. Like, a lot of people probably still haven't gotten around to it. It's completely luck-based if you end up getting it or not. Oh, you don't have it either? Oh, wow. I'm actually surprised based on how much you farm. Yeah, it's just one of those luck of the draw kind of things. Oh, hopefully we get a good gnome here that'll actually die to one-shot. So far, we've been able to every single time. We've been getting really lucky with the gnomes that have been spawning there. Because there are a couple like Soul Gnome that will always survive it. But then there are plenty of other gnomes that will always die to it. And somehow this entire stream, in the 3-ish hours that we would have been streaming by the time we end, we still have not a single time not one-shotted the stream. Which is kind of nice, because I believe Mech Gnome and Soul Gnome both survive it, if I'm not mistaken. I believe most rest of the gnomes will die to it. But you normally end up seeing a Soul Gnome pretty often there. But we got kind of lucky. And we have not seen any of the non-one-shottable gnomes take over the Mythic this stream. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but I got lucky today. You almost exclusively farm Explore 12, nice. It's definitely a lot more worthwhile since the Mimics. Like, it's not a huge change, but, you know, a little bit of extra that the Mimics give is quite a lot over time. If you take all the Mimics, like, all the tokens we've gotten from the Mimics between, the update when it hit in, like, what, March? So it's been 7 months. Let's say 8 months. 7. It's been 7 months. And we have gotten about 130 total Mimics between 2 times and 5 times. I would bring up the actual number, but I can't while we're doing this. But it's like 130-ish between the 2 numbers. So between all of that, because we had like, well, 120 and then 20-ish something on the other. That is about, how many tokens is that? That is approximately... not 300. 200. That is about 200 more tokens than we would have had if the patch didn't exist. Not medals, but tokens specifically. But yeah, around 200 more tokens is how many we approximately got. Because to know that number, you'd have to take your 5 times and multiply it by 4. And you'd have to take your... Oh, then again, no, because of how many drops you get can vary. So maybe even more than that. Hold up. Yeah, that could actually be a little bit closer to 300 then. Because that's assuming you only get 1 drop every single time, whereas you can get 2, or, you know, 3 total. Because that doesn't account for the fact that you can get 3. So you'd have to add like a 50% to that as well. So you would take that number and then add 50% to it. Hold up. So that number is correct, but it would be 300, not 200. So yeah, we got about 300 tokens so far this year from them that we wouldn't have gotten if that patch did not happen back in March. Which is by no means a small amount of tokens, 300 or so. It would take us a couple dozen. And it's not even counting how many we're getting, that's just how many extra we end up getting. Due to the 6.3 patch. It's still not like a super big amount, but you know, it adds up over time. Like, it's 300, that's effectively, what? It's effectively about 30-something medals that we wouldn't have had, that we did get because of the Mimics existing. 30-something whole entire medals of various rarities. And that's just counting the extra from Horde Mimics, not everything else that we actually got around all along the way. Are we going to Bracket 4 next Guild War? I have no clue. I believe we're moving up slightly, yeah. Because didn't we make top 3? I'm sure we did. Because weren't we in Bracket 5 and then moved up but 1 bracket? Which then would be Bracket 4. The problem is I don't think there's any way to check it anymore, so unless you're paying attention like right at the end of the season, which I wasn't, or you know, right at the end of the week. I think that's the only way to know. Oh wow, double epic Volkey, nice. Side by side. Not the first time that's happened, but always great to see. We've had triple before, haven't we? I know for sure we've never quad epic Volkey'd. Pretty sure we've tripled before. I think as Alice said, yeah, I'm pretty sure we were based on what her score was. Even at the end of the other stream, I think we're already in second pretty comfortably. Even though we might have dropped down to third. That would still be moving up though. Because both second and third would move up by 1. First would have moved up by 2, but I highly doubt we made first. And actually, we would have gotten extra gems, so we definitely didn't get first. It was either second or third, most likely, which moves us up by 1. So we got to deal with all the shenanigans in Explore, or not Explore 12, but in Bracket 12. I mean, Bracket 4. Which means we're probably going to move back down to Bracket 5. See how it goes. I joined Bracket 10. Bracket 4 is scary to you? Honestly, the higher brackets in Guild War have gotten pretty, The biggest issue is the meta has gotten so solidified that it's very annoying. It's just all double empower teams. Books on like every team. Elementals all over the place are really annoying stealthy builds out of like Thief or Orb Weaver. They have like a billion extra excess summons. Just a lot of really annoying teams that if you just get super unlucky, you just auto lose 2 turn 1. Like Infinite Goblin, double empower to books, stuff like that. Good old Beatrix just getting it infinite for no reason, as it solos an entire team. You know, normal Guild War shenanigans. The standard. The Baja Blast. Isn't that one Mountain Dew flavor from what's it called? Taco Bell? Reminds me, I haven't had Taco Bell for a while. I wonder if they have fries in season. The only thing I hate about Taco Bell is they put one of their best items they've ever had as a rotating item. And I don't keep track of fast food politics to know which one has which items at any given time. Because if they don't have nacho fries, my inclination to go to a Taco Bell is substantially decreased. Especially based on how much further away it is. But you know, if they got taco fries, it's like, okay, I gotta go there now. I feel like I'll feel the same way about Wendy's if they ever get rid of their strawberry frosty, which they're definitely going to do probably in the next month. Like, the second they get rid of their strawberry frosty, I will probably not eat there again until they bring back strawberry frosty. It's weird, because there's other rotating items on other fast food places where I don't feel such an inclination. Like, for example, if McDonald's brings back the McRib, I could care less. Though if they bring back those, what are they called? Those chicken salad wraps? Now that, I would go there for. Which reminds me, I don't think any place that is a standard fast food chain even sells that item anymore. It's one of those things that kind of got phased out, like a fruit parfait kind of thing. But I don't think there's like any fast food place that now sells those 2 items, either of the 2. Whereas McDonald's used to have both. A fruit parfait and, those chicken ranch wrap things. Or is like ranch, salad, chicken, and like a few other things in there. I think there was like a bacon option or something similar. They weren't so good. But apparently they weren't being bought enough to justify the process of making them. So they like retired it. Same thing as the fruit parfaits. Like they weren't selling enough relative to like the expiration date of the fruit parfaits for them to bother to constantly keep doing them. Also, they got so small over time too. I remember when they originally came out, like they were so much bigger, and then they just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller to still maintain the $1 price, and then eventually just phased out. What are you referring to, Isabel? Let's see. They're gonna have a peppermint frosty? Wait, are they? That honestly sounds awful. Are they gonna replace my precious strawberry with a peppermint? I generally don't like peppermint stuff. Like, I don't hate peppermint flavor. I just feel like there's a lot of things that are made peppermint that should not be made peppermint. And a frosty is under that category of things that should not be made into peppermints. Read higher? I can in 30 seconds. I can't scroll that far unless you copy paste it again. Because my two hands are busy. But I can in 30 seconds. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, she's trying to get you over to her guild. I saw that. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's gonna taste like. A toothpaste frosty, pretty much. That's a good way of putting it. Like, that's literally what a peppermint frosty is gonna be. Just in a different form factor. Not literally, but you know, pretty close. A bunch of shards there. The double 30,000 glory, always great to see. I'll see what our numbers are at right now. Because as long as this is above like 333, I think we're good for tonight. And then we finish the final grind tomorrow. Where we have to hit, what would that be then? 167? Approximately? Well, technically slightly less, depending on what our numbers are right now. But that's what we shall check right now. What's our numbers at? Okay, so we started at 216. We're at that. So that means we've gotten a 271. That's a 271. Boom, boom, boom. We started at a 288. Or sorry, no, 488. 288. Could you imagine? We've gotten 200-something epic Volkeys this week now. But we started at a 488, which means we are currently at a 25. Yeah, 5. So we got a couple more there. And now, in total, if you take those two numbers, that is now a 296. You take pity. Oh, is that actually exactly what I mentioned? That is funny. Almost. I guess 296, you then take 39 into that. That brings it to 300. Really? A 335. I was close. I said it was probably a 333. It's a 335. Which means tomorrow we'd have to get 165 more Volkeys. That's definitely doable. But yeah, we'd have to hit 165 tomorrow night to finish it off. I also need to go make sure I farm some verses during the day too, because we actually did not hit a single verse 2 all of today. And I need some. Also, we might actually for the first time ever start to need a second verse 2. Not 2, but verse 3. Because we're actually starting to get to the point where we're depleting 2 different values. Which, that could start getting scary if we ever get to that point. Where, not only do we need 1 verse, but we actually need 2 verses. Because right now, I'm just used to, like, oh, if we just get, like, a single one of these specific verses, we'll have enough to go run it. But, soon, it'll be 2 different numbers that'll be contesting, the spot for needing, additional. Because we're getting really close. Anyways, guys, I think we're going to be wrapping it here for now. We will be back tomorrow night to finish out this grind. We'll probably also be streaming for a pretty similar amount of time, as we do have a decent amount of grind left. Probably going for about 3-4 hours tomorrow night. We're going till it's done. We're not stopping tomorrow night's stream until we hit 500. So however long that's going to take. Hopefully during the day I can get some verse 2s grinded, so we don't have to grind any on stream, or at least not as many. If we do have to grind some on stream. And our goal of tomorrow night's stream is to hit 500 total, counting pity. And we're currently at 335. So we got to hit another 165 tomorrow night then. And that's pretty much our game plan. And we'll open the rest of the owls then. And hopefully we'll get ourselves a nice pair of shiny hooters. Anyways, guys, I will catch you guys later. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 3 hours prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll probably be going for about just as long, maybe even slightly longer, because I got to finish out that grind. We're not stopping till we do. Might even go to midnight, we'll see. Depends how long it takes. And I'll catch you guys then. Have a wonderful weekend. Still got a whole nother day to go grind it. Technically a 1 day, 4 hours, and 4 minutes left. So plenty of time still. Pretty much a whole day to do so. And then after that, we got ourselves the Halloween event starting on Monday. And we'll be covering that in the video, on the weekly video, as well as covering a bunch of teams for everything soon after that video. Anyways, guys, catch you then. Have a wonderful week. And thanks for stopping by. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.